have to do for this term, we have to take a look at indices rules and Surds rules, right? So let's take a look at the indices rules. Hopefully, remember this from maths, right? So let's take a look at the rules first thing first. See if you remember any of the rules. It is divided by, right? Right, just do my favor. See if you can remember any of the rules here. These are 5 of the rules. See if you can complete any of them. Right, so the first one, anything to the power 0 is what? Anything to the power 0 is 1, right? Second calculator, put 5 to the power 0. Right? What has happened here? Whenever you're multiplying same base, what you do? Add the powers, right? What you do when you dividing? Minus the powers. What you do here? What's this one here? This is the one that we're going to use the most, right? N root of e is e to the power of 1 on n. Right? So if I have squared in here, it will be e to the 1 on 2. Right? If I have 3 in here, cube root, this is e to the power of 1 on 3. That's okay? And last rule, Emmanuel, what is this here? E to the m multiplied by n. What you do? Yeah, I just give you a hint. Huh? No, plus is here. Plus is when you're multiplying the same base. Multiply. Multiply by n. Okay? So these are the indices rules, and we're going to use them here in Surds. Okay, so here, let's start here with these Surds rules, right? So first thing first, we gotta know what a Surd is, right? So if I give you the square root of 4, that's not Surd, right? Square root of 4 is what? Square root of 4 is 2. But if I give you something like this, square root of 2, what's that? A whole number? This is not a whole number. So things like this is what we're going to refer to as a surd, right? These things are irrational. Irrational means you're not going to get a whole number. You're not going to get an integer, right? When it's square rooted. That's okay? So we're going to learn to work things like this. All right? So just do my favor. Go to the calculator and multiply root 2 by root 2. Multiply root 2 by root 2. Wait, calculator in my mind. Multiply root 2 by root 2. Come away again. Huh? Yeah. Anybody can do it. That's the belief square. Put root 2 multiplied by root 2. And tell them what you get. Huh? 2. What I get? 2. Yeah. So what is root A by root A? Root A by root A is A. Right? So anybody could tell me what's happening? I want you to observe this, right? Watch this rule here. If I give you a root A multiplied by root B, so try a calculator and see. Multiply root 2 by root 3. You mightn't get it in a sharp, but calculator you should get it. You get it? Root 6. Right? So here's what's happening. If you multiply root A by root B, what you're getting is root AB. You're multiplying these two. You see enough? So if you multiply root A by root A, based on this rule here, you will get root A squared. Right? You'll see enough? By using, if I multiply this by this, again this, by using this rule. Sure? See enough? Yeah? Right, but here's the problem, right? Anybody remember what square root means? Which rule here I could use to represent square root? Rule 4. Square root is a squared to the power of a half. Square root means that a 2 is understood in here. That's okay? So, Emmanuel, what you do here? What you do here? 2 by a half is what? What you do? No calculator. We just use the rule. Same question I just asked you. Stay quiet, please. I'll bring it down by yourself. Yeah. What are you doing here? So you're on the phone, yeah? You're on the phone there? Emmanuel, what you do here when you have this by this? Multiply. 2 by a half is how much? Huh? 2 by a half? No, 2 by a half is 1. That's how we got this answer here. Okay? So root A by root A is A. Root A by root B is this. What about A over root A? What do you think this is? Dominic? What do you think A over root A is? Use this as a little help. What do you think A over root A is? Five. Root A, right? Root A. Watch this. A is what? And A is this by this? Yeah? So that's root A by root A all over root A. What will happen here? Now cancel. So you will get root A. That makes sense? Ishish, this one is for you. What do you think here? Take your time. That's a plus sign. A squared. So you have one root A and you add it to next root A. Javi? 2A now you're getting closer. Javi, what do you think? You have a root A and you add it to next root A. No multiplying, you add it in the middle. What do you think? What's root A plus root A? Any guess? Okay, what x plus x? Sarah, what x plus x? Plus, if you add x on x, what do you get? 2x, right? So if you add root a and root a, what do you get? 2 root a. Okay? Root a by root a plus root a, 2 root a. Okay? All right, let's try some examples on these now. Let's try some examples, easy examples using these rules before I make it a little harder, right? Number 1, Emmanuel. What's root 3 by root 3? 3. Good, Emmanuel. I'll be leaving you alone. What is root 5? Sorry. What is root 5 by root 3? Ada. What's root 5 by root 3? Which is what? Take your time, take your time. And try to multiply. So that is root 15. Right? Let me change it up a little bit. In fact, let's just follow that. What is 2 over root 2? Online, Vandina. What is 2 over root 2? What is 2 over root 2? Root 2, good job. Good job, root 2. You'll see that there, right? Yeah? And one for you, Sarah. Root 3 plus root 3. 2 root 3. All right, that was too easy. I'll give you our next one. Dominique. Dominique, I have a little problem here, right? I have square root of 50, but I want to simplify it. What can I do? I have square root of 50, but I want to simplify it a little bit. What do I do? The reason I want to do it is this. Number 6 that Nathan going to get is root 50 plus root 2. But it's not the same. I don't know how I add it using that rule. Right? So Nathan have to answer this. So he need your help here. How you doing? Everybody watching close. Yeah. I need some ideas to break down with 50. But what I can do? Okay, see, I want to be able to add this now. But I can't, right? Because this will have root 2. Which one? Number 4? How? Close. Not plus. Write it down. What do you think, Dominic? Huh? Root 5 by root 10. Okay, so here's what Dominic did. She said root 5 by root 10. But you'll recognize Emmanuel, excuse me, my paying attention, and you're coming from. Right? Could I break this down? Not really. Not really, and but she have the right idea. She looked for 2 factors of 50, but look for one that would break down easier. 2 and 6, 25 and 2. Eh? You done? What is correct? That is 5. 5 root 2. Right? So 50 is 5 root 2. Serena, you okay with that? So 50 is 5 root 2. Yeah? So what you see now, Nathan? Your chance to shine here, Nathan. 50 is 5 root 2, right? Yeah? And I add in our next root 2. How much root 2s is that? You have 5 fingers, and you add 1 more finger. That's 6 root 2. That's okay? That's 6 root 2. . 6 root 2. 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 6 root 2 You okay with that? You okay with this rule so far? You don't buy any phone. Come and fail us now, keep it fail. Online, Serena, you okay? Yeah? Okay. So there's the first set of Surds rules that we need to learn, right? Try one more for my hair, please. That's not one. Yeah, leave it there now. I'll take it. Look at that, come on. I'll bring some any board. No calculator. No calculator. No calculator. So forward. Try that from root 48 minus 3 root 3. Pretend it's 1, right? That's right. That's understood. These two values there. And we can say instead of 2 values possible 4 minus 4 right, it's in the no. This is not about signing you have to go you have to go without or it's 0 and then 18 modular plus something. But remember, if I have minus, I want to modular stuff. Right? So what is the modulus? The modulus is something that we class something that with so that the function will look like that. I don't want this negative value. What the modulus will do is just flip it. If we have positive value. So for example, if I have negative 3, if we I could turn that into a positive value, the line multiplying by minus 2. So that's basically what it was. This sign means that this value could be more than 0, everything is equal. But if it's less than 0, then I have to put minus sign in front of this. Because if this value was less than 0, it's negative. And put on it. So what's the modulus? I only want something different, we want absolute values. So some definitions and some functions only want modulus. It's like that. Like long, for example. Can't find a lot of negative number. So whenever I write it down, I say I put 2 lines. Front of the function. If it was well, no side long, but so like a lot of the modulus sign in front of it. I can't find one negative number. So I'm not right. But that is what it means. You work it up with a plus or with a minus. You know what change the value after. It's actually work it out with a plus. If it goes plus, we have work it out with negative. Right, let's see. Jalen said 42 in 3. Check it back there, Jalen. Good try it. Anybody get it? Like pick on Sarah. You're looking like I could pick on you. Right, Sarah. We can't do anything on this side because there's no way to break up root 3, Sarah. But the problem is, can I break up 48? You recognize one of the numbers must be a perfect square. Means when you square it, you will get a whole number. So which two numbers they could use here? 12 and okay, 12 and 4, not bad. But you want to get one with 3. Any other options? 12 and 4 could work. That will give you 2 root 12. Right? But you want something with a 3 in it. What could work? 3 by what to give you 48? 3 by 16. So you could try root 16 by root 3. Right? Root 16 is 4 minus 3 root 3. Right? How much is 4 root 3 minus 3 root 3? Are you done? Look like you want to answer. How much is 4 root 3 minus 3 root 3? 4 apples minus 3 apples. That's how much? 1 apple. Yeah. So the answer is 1 root 3. Are you okay with that? Yeah, that's right. For sure. So basically, we need to be able to break down 48, right? Right? But what Sarah said was also correct, but you will not have been able to work out this part here. If you use what Sarah said, you'd have gotten root 4 by root 12. You would have gotten 2 root 12. But you can't minus these. It's not the same, right? But if you want it, and you could break down 12 again, and you could break down 12 again, 12 would have been root 4 by root 3. 2 by 2 is 4. So you will get 4 root 3, same answer. Right? Same thing. Right, Emmanuel? Right? Let's just take one more like that, and then I'm going to change it a little bit, right? One more like that, right? Last one. Do your thing next. Right? Next option, I give it oh yeah, try this one here and you'll come on board. Happy with the speed. Take your time with this one. Right, Emmanuel, let's see what you have. So one of them must be a perfect square. Huh? I would give you 500. Huh? Oh, yeah, I think that's something when you multiply with the 500. And one of them should be a perfect square from the sheet in front of you. Don't take him up there. But that's what zero using. And you still end up at 4. But it has to break down to give you the same. But the wishes. Try something else. Right? What you got there, Serena? And was one. What's the number on the left? Oh, sorry, it's 500. Jillian. Jillian, if you forget you online, we. Serena, that's the answer. So she decided to use what the partner had. Root 100 minus root 5. And then root what? Put it 4 plus. Root 4 by root 5. Nice. Break down the root 100. He said that's 10. Right? So see what happened here, Adam? Use 100. So that's a perfect square, right? 10 root 5 minus. So break down the 4. 4 is how much? 4. Root 4 is how much? Root 4 is how much? What is square root of 4? Oh, 2 root 5, right? Good job, finding out. Good job, Serena. Right? So you got 10 root 5 minus 2 root 5, which is 8 root 5. Very good. Okay? So that's the way you simplify surds. So you already recognize I have to convert them to the same surd, right? If here was root 2, I had to break it down to root 2. And I'm using numbers that are perfect squares. So you have to know those numbers, right? 4 and 9 and 16 and 100, all those values, right? All right. Copy that down. Let's continue with it. Right? I know the calculator can give you the answer, Joshua, but you have to be able to work it out, right? I know you have Nathan to help you there. Okay, what's the name of the book? All right. So going back to your rules, there's one rule I wanted to add in, right? That was rule number 5. I want to add in one more rule. Children, you can show. Okay, so far. Children, you okay? Huh? No. Children, pay attention. Well, normally they see. You okay, right? All right. Here's the big problem now, Children. We need to be able to expand this out. Right? And what you will, and there's something that you'll recognize after you multiply this out. So I wanted to use the rules that I showed you. That's like rule 1 and rule 2. Right? Use those rules and multiply this out. How is expanded bracket again, Emmanuel? How is expanded bracket? How is it? multiply what by what? You multiply root A by these two, right? You multiply root A by this and this. You multiply minus root B by this and this. Okay? Yeah? Sarah? You can handle that on the board? Right? Expand this out for me. Tell me what you get. There's something special that's going to happen. Okay? There's something special that's going to happen. Copy it down and expand out rule number 5. Yeah, but this is the kind of but the book becomes not something like this plot is not right. I would say both of them might not be like so the second time. Both of them are like oh yeah. Try and see if you can expand rule 5, and there's something really nice that's going to happen in rule 5. Right? Try and do it before I look, right? All right, so watch this here. You also recognize, like you're going good. Then one more thing as you gotta do. What you very good, Bandina. What you're going to recognize here is that your final answer have no more surds. You recognize that? There's no more surds. Okay? So you multiply root A by root A. What's that, Emmanuel? What's root A by root A? A. So you multiply this by this and you get A. What's root A by plus root B? Huh? Root AB, right? What is minus B by plus root A? That's minus root BA. These two are the same things, huh? AB and BA is the same thing, right? Because it's commutative. What is minus root B by plus root B? Minus B. Correct? Root B by root B is B, minus and a plus is a minus. That's okay? Now, since these two are the same thing, plus and minus, this will cancel with this. So you'll get A minus B. Okay? What we tested, we took something irrational, like a surd, and make it real. These are real numbers. Okay? All okay with that? So you would recognize that this here is something real. All right? So there's one little note I want to give you. One small note. Let's see. If we have A plus root B, then its conjugate Nathan, then its conjugate is A minus root B. Okay? Change the sign in the middle. So if we have A plus root B, then its conjugate is A minus root B. Right? Just change the sign in the middle. That's enough? Right? Just change the sign in the middle. So these two are conjugates of each other. Here's a minus, here's a plus. Just change the sign. Okay? Of conjugate. If I ask you for the conjugate, all you have to do is take this and change the sign in the middle. That's all. Okay? That's all you have to do. Change the sign in it. If it's a plus, change it to a minus. If it's a minus, change it to a plus. Okay? Here's what you're doing for now. Right? I gave it W. W is minus 2 plus root 3. Right? I want you to find the conjugate of W, and the way we write it, parallel line on top. Right? You can parallel line or you can parallel stars. Right? But the conjugate of W, put a little symbol. Find the conjugate of this and then multiply both of them. Right? Multiply this by this and tell me what you get. So find the conjugate and then multiply two of them. Serena, online, you're okay? Right, just take your time. Yeah, nice. Find the conjugate and then find the what are you doing there? Change the sign and all right, let's see how it went. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Mom. Yeah. W prime is what? Minus 2 minus root 3, right? That's the conjugate. Which is finished up. So you have to multiply what again? So you have to multiply W by the conjugate of W. You have to do that same thing you do there. Huh? Negative by negative is a plus. 2 by root 3 is what? 2 root 3. 2 by root 3 is 2 root 3. Got nothing again. Yes, ma'am. Calculator. So that's what we get, right? The last one, right? No, yeah, I can't believe that. Let me think in here. First think of this. All right. Voila. Yes. So, Eden, since ChatGPT helped me with that one, help me with this one. What you gonna do? Oh, you done copy down already? You work it out already? All right, that's my out here. Root 2 by root 2 is? Root 2 is by positive 4. Minus root 2 by minus root 3 is? Minus and a minus that. Plus, right? 2 by root 3 is 2 root 3. Right? Picture it like this, right? 2 multiply by root 3. You can't multiply the 2 by the 3 because we're not surd here. Not surd, right? It's just 2 by root 3. That's all I could write. This is 1 root 3. 2 by 1 is 2. So that's just 2 root 3. Okay? And then root 3 by minus 2. Minus 2 root 3. Right? Root 3 by root 3 is 3. Plus by a minus is a minus. Right? What will happen here? This will cancel, right? Because it's positive and negative. 4 minus 3 is. Right? 1 is the answer. You okay with that? Sarah, Dominic, are you okay with it? Or Dominic, you are get it right. Vishish, you okay with us? We see you get right online. Let me just throw in one more now. Vandina get it right, Jilan get it right. Serena, don't forget to set any answers. Right? So to get it conjugate, just change the sign in the middle, right? Emmanuel? All right. Somebody go and do this one for me, Emmanuel. No, let me try the book first. I change it a little bit. Try this first and then I'll bring up on the board. Take your time here, all yeah? Take your time, multiply the 2 by the 2 and then the root 2 by the root 2. Take your time when you're multiplying these two. Okay? Multiply the 2's, then the root 2's. I'm open. Oh, no move back. Oh yeah, try that quick. Multiply 4 plus 2 root 2 by 4 minus 2 root 2. Multiply by conjugate. Take a time when you're multiplying 2 root 2 by minus 2 root 2. That way use x squared minus summary. What is Huh? Yeah, yeah, usual thing. This by this, this by this, this by this, this by. Take your time, multiply it out. Right? So far, I get two books and last part. Last part. Right? So we end up with 4 by 4, that's 16. 4 minus 2 root 2 is minus 8 root 2, right? 4 by 2 is 8, and it just bring the signs. Right? Positive 4 by minus 2 is minus 8. You okay with that? Then 2 root 2 by positive 2 root 2 by positive 4 is plus 8 root 2. Of course, you see this will cancel, right? And here's the hard part, right? Multiplying 2 root 2 by 2 root 2. All you have to do, 2 by 2, that's 4. Root 2 by root 2, that's 2. Correct? 2 by 2, that's 4. Root 2 by root 2 is 2. 4 by 2 is 8. Okay? So therefore, this by this is minus 8. What will happen here, Emmanuel? What will happen here? Huh? I mean, what will happen here? Huh? What will happen with minus 8 root 2 and plus 8 root 2? Huh? It will cancel, right? And then 16 minus 8 is? That's how much? Okay, let me man answer. I gotta bring the money back and then do a whole one. Okay, 8. And good job, Serena. Right, I want to show you a slight peek to this. A slight shortcut to this is this, right? What you say, right? A slight little shortcut to this. If I give you root A plus root B, and you multiply it by root A minus root B, you don't have to go and do that long thing there. All you have to do is square this minus square this. All the time. So just square this and put a minus between them. That's all you have to do. Okay? So try an example using that shortcut. Root 2 plus root 3, root 2 minus root 3. Try that. Root 2 plus root 3 by root 2 minus. Let's see here. I'm just showing you a shortcut, right? The shortcut is don't worry to go and do all this 4 terms here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just square this one and square this one up our minus. Okay? That's a short way you can do it. One more thing and you finish this. So next week, I'm going to focus on your main factor terror. Right? Make sure I go over that and cut jobs. Okay? So get ready to do it. So which one I might start early because most of it will be here before I'm not sure. Try this last one. Finish like Cyril finish earlier. Yes, Cyril, very good. First thing is what? Root 2 squared minus root 3 squared. Root 2 squared is how much? 2. Root 3 squared is 2 minus 3 is minus 8. Okay? You see, Manuel, why does we all over the place? 2 minus 3. Yeah, the answer? Right. Someone on the board now. Someone on the board here now. All right, last thing all here. So we know so a little mistake. That's not what somebody sent around. Chilan. Oh, Chilan get it right. Bandina, you saw a little mistake, right? Everybody okay so far? Okay, yourselves? All right, so the last thing we have to do sometimes we get a fraction, right? And we want to do something called rationalization, right? What that is that if you look at this here, and I'll show you by an example. If I give you something like this, 4 minus root 3 over 2 plus root 3. This, although it's a fraction, there's something irrational here. There's a surd underneath here. We don't want that. We don't want to work with this surd because it makes it more difficult for us to work with. So we have to find a way to rationalize it. Turn it in, remove this surd basically. Right? And you'll recognize every time I multiply by the conjugate, I no longer have surds. You're seeing that? Every time I multiply by the conjugate of something, I'm not getting any surds. So I don't do that here. I don't want any surd at the bottom. So I'm going to multiply this here by the conjugate of denominator. Okay? So 2 plus root 3 will become 2 minus root 3 over 2 minus root 3. What is 2 minus root 3 over 2 minus root 3, Nathan? What is 2 minus root 3 over 2 minus root 3? What is this here? Yeah, no calculator. This is basic in your head. Well, what's 4 divided by 4? Huh? Yeah, on top. Right, that's 1. So basically, this here is 1, right? You're okay with that? So 1 by anything, will that change the value? No. So when I multiply this by 1, I am not changing this. All I'm doing is I'm making it a little simpler to work with, right? So it will look like this. 4 minus root 3 by this. I have to work it apart. And the underneath is 2 plus root 3 by 2 minus root 3. That's okay? See that? So I multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. Minus and a minus. This by this, this by this. Underneath easy, right? Underneath easy. Underneath is 2 squared minus root 3 squared. Underneath is what we've been doing all the time. This squared minus this squared. In numerator, all the work here. Watch here first. In numerator is a little bit of work, right? In numerator is 4 by 2, 8. 4 by minus root 3, minus 4 root 3. 2 by minus root 3, minus 2 root 3. 4 by 2 is 8. 4 by this is this, 2 by this is this, minus root 3 by minus root 3 is plus 3. Minus and a minus plus root 3 by root 3 is 3. Right? And just simplify and be done. Right? This is 8 plus 3 is 11. Minus 4 minus 2 minus 6. Here, 2 squared is 4, minus root 3 squared is 3. 4 minus 3 is 1. This one worked out nice. 4 minus 3 is 1. That's okay? So this is called a rationalization. Right? So if a question says, Emmanuel, simplify this to me, please. All you have to do is multiply by the conjugate of the denominator over itself. Then multiply this. All right. I'm gonna give you one to try. Simplify number 2. Simplify number 2. After this one, hurry up. Change, wait 5 minutes then. Hurry up. This last one, I will correct. And multiply it out. Right? So you're multiplying by the conjugate of the denominator. Right, Emmanuel? Because you look like you might say it tomorrow, right? Have more fast, Emmanuel. What you're multiplying by? What you're multiplying by? Emmanuel, you multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. Right? What's the conjugate of 3 minus root 2? Huh? Emmanuel, you sure you was in this class for the whole day? The whole session? What did we say the conjugate? Check back in your fast. Come on, wait, Nanya. Come on, Emmanuel. What's the conjugate of 3 minus root 2? Check back the note on the conjugate, Emmanuel. Morning, Emmanuel. Check back the note on the conjugate. What it says. Are you getting conjugate? So 3 minus root 2 becomes what? What's so hard there, Emmanuel? So just think this we can see them again. I done miss a whole 2 weeks already. Right. When you multiply this by this, what you'll get all the time? It's still on the board. When you multiply this by this, what you'll get all the time? The rule's still on the board, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, when you come in a class, you try to understand what's going on. Do this write down notes, right? That's okay? Try to understand what's going on. What is this by this? It's still on the board. You gotta use a calculator, no calculator, it's on the board. You have to show working. Up. Right. Minus root 2 squared. And then the top will be 5 by 3, 5 by root 2, root 2 by 3, root 2 by root 2. Right? We multiply it out, right? So that will be 15 plus 2 is 17. 5 root 2 plus 3 root 2 is 8 root 2. That's okay? 15 plus 2 is 17. 5 plus 3 is 8. And underneath we have 9 minus 2. So that's 17 plus 8 root 2 all over 7. That's okay? All right? So that's the way you handle Surds. If we squeeze in one more, we know. Okay? So that's the way you handle Surds, right? You may not see a Surds question in exam, like one like this, but sometimes it's within a question. So you might work out a question and you might get this as the answer. And the question will say simplify as possible. Okay? So you might get this as the answer. It might be a log question or something, and you get this. You have to know, Eden, how to go from here to here. That's okay? Even if you remain on factor term, I'll give you one next week. You might get this, but you have to be able to bring it here. You have to be able to simplify that out. Okay? Everything you need to learn, everything you need to know about Surds is what we did today. Okay with that?